In celebration of the 20th anniversary of the Devil May Cry series, I decided to look back on the Easter eggs, secrets, and fun facts from the first game that I'm sure everyone can agree hit the jackpot. While the origins and behind the scenes of the series are pretty well known, I tried really hard to find the more obscure facts and secrets that even veteran players such as myself didn't know, while also keeping in those facts and details that we all know and love that helped shape the first title into something truly special. So just know that we will not only be talking about the first DMC game, but we'll also be referencing other material that directly correlates with it. So with that intro out of the way, buckle up, grab a slice of pizza, and let's get to it. Jackpot! Devil May Cry is the first game in the Devil May Cry series, released on August 23rd, 2001. Created and directed by Hideki Kamiya, and developed by Team Little Devils, a group of staff members within Capcom Production Studio 4. This is the first and only time Kamiya directed a Devil May Cry game, and not by his choice. As influential and important as Devil May Cry was, the team behind the game never got the chance to make a follow-up. Instead, Capcom secretly started development of a sequel without consulting Hideki Kamiya. Team Little Devil would regroup years later as Team Little Angel in order to work on a little title called Bayonetta. In many respects, this makes Bayonetta a spiritual sequel of sorts to the first Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry started life as the first version of Resident Evil 4. Kamiya's goal for the game was to be on fast, stylish combat. However, the combat system strayed too far from the survival horror concept, and Resident Evil series producer Shinji Mikami convinced Kamiya and his team to make that project into an entirely new game. The original story, while still known as Resident Evil 4, was based on unraveling the mystery surrounding the protagonist named Tony, who had superhuman abilities explained with biotechnology. Tony eventually became Dante, and the name was engraved upon ebony and ivory and Lucerne Umbra as his alias. The working title was Carnival with a K. Kamiya was adamant about it being spelled with a K, and the name was used for the biplane that appears in the end of the game. There are super rare promotional pins that were made for the release of Devil May Cry. They resemble spent bullet casings from ebony and ivory and are extremely difficult to find. Devil May Cry has 23 main missions, making it the game with the most main missions in the series. The game is very loosely based on the Italian poem Divine Comedy. Some of the major gameplay elements were inspired by a bug found in Onimusha Warlords. During a test play, Kamiya discovered that enemies could be kept in the air by slashing them repeatedly, which led to the inclusion of juggles in Devil May Cry. Alistair has an animation canceling exploit referred to as slash canceling. This is done by performing a complete rotation of the left analog stick during an attack animation. If done correctly, the recovery frames of the swing will be cut short. Attacking at this point will start the combo over, allowing for very rapid attacks. This also works with Force Edge, Sparta, and Yamato. The speedrunning community for Devil May Cry jokingly refer to the Vortex attack as Psycho Crusher, due to the move resembling M. Bison's signature attack in the Street Fighter series. In the first game where Trish falls from the sky, there's a shop to her left with a sign that says Dino Crisis 2, an obvious reference to the Capcom game of the same name. Trish makes an appearance whenever Dante defeats a boss for the last time. The relationship between Trish and Dante is often interpreted by fans to be romantic in nature. However, Kamiya denies this and says she is more than that. According to Hideki Kamiya, the logo for the Devil May Cry shop is just a cool girl, and is not meant to represent Trish, as the intro sequence suggests. The save icon for Devil May Cry in the PlayStation 2 system files is a chibi version of Trish. If the data is copied to another memory card, Trish will start dancing. If the data is to be deleted, however, Trish starts waving with a frowny look. When using hints and clues scattered throughout the games, novels, and interviews, it can be concluded that Dante is aged between 28 and 29 in this game. However, in the original sample script for Devil May Cry, it is stated that Dante is 23 years old. The name Nilo Angelo is a misspelling of Nero Angelo, which is Italian for Black Angel and interpreted in Japanese as Nero Angelo. Incorrect spelling was featured in the enemy file section of the game files. This mistake made its way to Western localizations as well as novel translations, comics, and later games. Hideki Kamiya's original vision for Virgil was quite different from what we ultimately got in Devil May Cry 3. In Kamiya's version, Dante made it out alive in the attack that killed his mother as a child, but Mundus was able to kill Virgil. From there, Virgil's life was spent serving Mundus as one of his soldiers. While it was Devil May Cry 3 that solidified Virgil as the quintessential rival character, Virgil was always intended to actively mirror the player, to the point where they used Dante's character model as a basis for Nilo Angelo. In using Dante's exact models, they were able to save development time when creating Nilo Angelo's model. This is also the reason why Virgil doesn't use firearms in gameplay. Summoned swords were created as they didn't require a firing animation. Dante and Virgil's younger voices are played played by the same person, Jonathan Mallon.
Wow! I want chocolate! No, I want chocolate!
Dante's Sparta costume has its own unique battle theme. The Sparta costume also casts the shadow of his demon form while not in Devil Trigger. This is the only game in which there is no Bloody Palace mode. Despite being developed in Japan, the game was only released with English audio. One of the enemy's mask designs for the Nobodies is based on the stone mask from Shonen Jump's series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which means that this is also, in fact, a JoJo's reference. The game was originally going to have QuickTime events. However, it couldn't happen due to time constraints. In the Devil May Cry 4 Deadly Fortune novel, it is mentioned that Mundus' statue form was a result of his power being too strong for him to cross to the human world in his true form. Throughout Dante's mission on Malay Island, you may notice various statues that have 3 eyes. This is Mundus keeping an eye on you as you progress through the island, or in this case, 3 eyes. Mundus' 3 eyes are also likely a reference to Satan, who is portrayed with 3 faces in the Divine Comedy. Satan is also considered the Prince of this world and the Prince of Darkness, both of which are titles that Mundus shares with him. Mundus' pseudo-angelic appearance also coincides with Satan's traditional role as a fallen angel within the Christian faith. The enemy Blades were originally conceived as a variant of Hunters for Resident Evil 4. Blades were also the first enemy finished during the Resident Evil 4/Devil May Cry development. While their animations mostly remained the same, the naked lizard appearance that had been considered too plain after the game's setting was changed to the demon world, so shields and helmets were added, and Kamiya also wanted them to have an attack where they fire their claws, something that the Hunter couldn't do. Blade's introduction cutscene is a reference to the scene in the 2000 film X-Men where Wolverine gives the middle claw. The sound used for the Shadow's footsteps was taken directly from the liquor in Resident Evil 2. During the development of Kamiya's Resident Evil 4, the Shadow was originally designed as a mutant cat called Witch. Due to memory limitations, fetishes and marionettes are the only instance where the game can spawn 2 types of enemy in the same room. During early development, the marionette were originally designed as mass zombies with grotesquely elongated arms, controlled by puppet strings. The first E3 2001 trailer for Devil May Cry had a few differences compared to the final game. Most notably, Dante has a red jacket instead of his iconic long coat. The early E3 demo build had Dante's inventory include an identical sword to Alistair, but fire themed. The DMC font for the original Devil May Cry logo is a combination of Park Avenue and Mistral. Dante, in his DMC1 appearance, is a playable character in the PlayStation 2 version of Beautiful Joe, which was also created and directed by Hideki Kamiya. If you've played as any of the unlockable characters in Beautiful Joe, you may have noticed that their cutscene dialogue sounds a bit odd. This is because all of the characters are actually talking backwards with lines of dialogue set in the game. However, Dante, who is also voiced by Drew Combs, is saying the actual lines from DMC1, but backwards.
Well, I've been looking forward to this for a long time, too. We haven't been out on a date in forever.
This'll be your burial ground as well. Besides, there's no place to go. Look around!
Alistair also makes an appearance in Beautiful Joe. The sword is used by Blade Master Alistair, who serves as the rival character for Beautiful Joe. During the boss fight with Alistair, he will use a variety of Dante's moves, including Air Raid, Vortex, Round Trip, and of course, Stinger. There was a comic adaptation of the first game published by Canadian developer Dreamwave Productions in 2004. It was written by Brad Mick with art by Pat Lee, and additional cover images were provided by Michael Turner and Jay Lee. 3 issues of the comic were released, but it was left unfinished when the company went bankrupt in 2005. The comics loosely follow the plot of the first game, but have several major contradictions with it, most notably Nilo Angelo having the ability to speak. A prequel novel to the first game was written by Shinya Goikeda with the assistance of Hideki Kamiya and illustrated by Shiro Miwa. It was first published in Japan in 2003 and was released in English and German in 2006. It touches on Dante's mercenary jobs before he opens his Devil May Cry business, up until the beginning of the first game. However, as of the release of DMC3, it was considered mostly non-canon until the release of the novel Devil May Cry 5 Before the Nightmare, which confirmed that the majority of the story is canon. One thing that was uncertain are the events that include Gilver, who, at the end of the novel, is revealed to be Virgil. Because of the events in Devil May Cry 3, the general consensus around the community was that Virgil cannot be Gilbert. Capcom later retconned the revelation of Gilbert's identity by revealing that he was instead a prototype Angelo clone created by Mundus, and that his skills were based on the battle data of Virgil and Dante. In early concept arts of Devil May Cry 1, Dante is shown carrying an SMG as his primary weapon, something that isn't present in the final game. With the exception of the novels and anime, Dante's DMC-1 outfit is the only outfit that he has canonically worn in more than one DMC title. These would be Devil May Cry and the ending of Devil May Cry 3. A YouTube channel claiming to represent Redfly Studio, known for their Wii and PlayStation 2 ports, posted several proof concept videos a few years ago. One of these videos was of a Devil May Cry 1 port for the Nintendo Wii. This game wouldn't have been a straight port, and would have reused assets from Devil May Cry 4 in order to make the game look a bit more modern. And finally, according to Hideki Kamiya, the dragon that Dante summons against Mundus is named Puff. And there you have it, 50 facts about the first Devil May Cry game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's a fact you didn't see that you'd like to share, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and consider subscribing for more videos. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and happy anniversary to Devil May Cry.
Okay, let's get it over with in 10 minutes. Can't let a single one of those suckers live.
5 minutes.
More than enough.